हरि ओम्. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ॐ. Welcome to this open learning for all. We are reading Shakuntalam of Kavikula Guru Kalidasa, and we have just seen that Shakuntala and her friends have entered the stage now. Okay, so just a quick recap as usual. When he enters the ashrama, the first reaction of his is Shantamidam Ashrama Padam. Now for that Shantam, there are some, the commentators, he has given some commentary on that, and that is worth reading. Shantam Shamapradhanaha Nirihaha Ityarthaha. Now this Shanta would go with some people, the tapasa. How can it be ascribed to ashrama and achetana padartha, right? And for that, basically it is तत्स्थ्यात् निवासी जनाः तत्र ये निवसन्ति ते जनाः कीदृशाः शान्ताः. शान्ताः नाम किं? शमप्रधानाः. शमप्रधानाः इत्यर्थः निरीहाः, निरिच्छाः. They don't have any desires. निरीहाः. अत्यंत निरीहत्वं द्योतयितुम् अचेतनस्य कर्तृत्वं सम्पादितं. So this is how Raghava Bhatta, he comments on that. Shanta should go really with the inmates, the residents of the ashrama, who are having no desires. They are dispassionate towards the worldly pleasures and worldly objects. But because of the abundance of such people in the ashrama, the entire ashrama is ascribed as Shanta. Okay, Shantamidam Ashrama Padam. And this, as we saw, it is Arthantaranyasa and all that. And the first reaction when he sees the Tapasa Kanyakaha is Aho Madhuram Asam Darshanam. What he says is Madhuram Asam, Asam Darshanam. I told you last Sunday that Asam, he doesn't signify one single lady, one single girl from that. All the three look so beautiful, so charming. It's delight, it's pleasure to watch them, okay? Why Madhuram? Now Madhuram normally is a test of the tongue, of the rasana, right? And this is something which you are seeing. This is an object of your chakshurindriya, not your rasanendriya. Your rasanendriya can grasp the madhurya. How can your chakshurindriya grasp it? And then we come that madhura is madhurasya bhavaha madhuryam. Madhuryam rati iti madhuram. And madhurya is for preeti as well. Madhurya is not just for test, it is for preeti as well. Secondly, if you concentrate on the word madhura, it is madhu plus ra. Madhu is honey. Ra is, it can be derived from ra, rati, ra sampradane, madhu rati iti. That which gives sweetness is madhura. Or ra could be called as a matvarthiya pratyaya. It's a possessive suffix, like the vat, mat, nini, these are all possessive suffixes. And madhura, madhuyuktam. Okay? Ruchira, ruchiyuktam, ruchiram. So that which has test is ruchira, testful or testy. So madhura, that which has sweetness is madhura. And this, the madhura, next also, in the same act, Kalidasa again says, Kimavahi madhuranam mandanam nakritinam. So there also madhura, this visheshana is used for the people, not for the food item. And this has reflected in English language, in Marathi language. She is so sweet. the little child is so sweet. Are you tasting that sweetness? But you describe it as sweet. In Marathi also we say, काय गोड आहे, किती गोड आहे, right? So that god, madhurya. So what I mean to say is, though madhura primarily belongs to the rasana, later on it becomes, it's a vyapti, it becomes very, what you can say, the expanded meaning could be that which is pleasing. Okay, so that was Madhura. I wanted to comment upon that. And now this Tata Kashyapasya ashrama vrikshakaha priyataraha iti manye. Vrikshakaha, again that ka rasve. Now here another Panini Sutra, alparthe kan, anukampayam kan, similarly here rasve. So rasvaha vrikshaha, laghu vrikshaha is vrikshakaha. Remember harinakanam jeevitam chahatilolam, there it was anukampa, here it is rasva. And we have already seen balapadapan payograhayitum, is it not? And therefore these are the small tiny plants around the kutia. So Tata Kashyapasya ashrama vrikshaha priyataraha iti tarkayami. So this is Anasuya, because yena Tata Kashyapa is Kanava. Kanava is born in the Kashyapa family. I mean Brahma, Kashyapa, Marichi, and then the other rishis. Really speaking, no, Kashyapa is the father of all the species in the world. Kashyapa had so many wives. So from his wife Aditi, Adityas, the 12 Adityas, the solar gods were born. From his wife Diti, all the Daityas were born. From his wife Danu, all the Danavas were born. So he is in a way the father of all the species, right? So to call him Kashyapa is just a lineage. To say Kashyapa particularly, it doesn't behove, because we are all Kashyapas in that sense, right? So ashrama vrikshaha priyataraha, because yena navamalika kusuma pelava apitvam. Tvam, you are pelava, delicate. Delicate like what? Navamalika kusuma, the freshly, recently blooming jasmine flower. Not that yesterday it has bloomed, abhi to murjha gaya hai wo phool. Not like that. It's tautavit, it's like just recently bloomed flower. Navamalika or Mallika kusuma pelava apitvam. You are as delicate, as tender as the newly blossoming jasmine flower, and such you, he has assigned the work of Alavala Purane. Digging some pits, the trenches around the trees, so that the water could be accommodated there, accumulated there. Alavala Purane. And I told that we'll see what is Alavala. Last Sunday we saw what is Alavala. A is Asamantat, okay. Lava is Jala Lava. Jala Lava is the water drops. Alati, Grinhati iti alavalam. Asamantat jalalavani alati grinhati iti alavalam. That which contains what? The drops of water from all sides. So this is a circular trench, dug around the tree, around the roots, so that the water could be accumulated there. Alavalam. So this is Alavalam. And Alavala Purane Esha Niyukta. So I feel that Tata Kashyapa loves you little less, and he loves the trees more than you. So this is just a taunt of Anasuya. And Shakuntala says, Na kevalam tata niyogaha eva. Even if my father wouldn't have told me to take care of these, I would certainly have taken care of. Why? Asti me sodarasnehaha api eteshu. Eteshu balapadapeshu vrukshakeshu mama sodara sneha vartate. Sodara, sahodara. As if we are born from the same mother, from the same womb. Same womb. So, sodara, sahodara. So, sahodara sneha vartate. Sahodaraha samanam udaram yesham te sahodaraha sodaraha va tesham snehaha sodara snehaha. So I treat them as my siblings, as my young brothers and sisters, and as an elderly person, as a tai or didi would take care of the younger siblings, I would have taken care of them, even irrespective of father assigning me and telling me, you do this, you do that, okay? I would have done it. And this is so natural for Shakuntala. When we say that Shakuntala is a nature child, and we say that in Shakuntala, the nature and human, they are so intertwined, it is very difficult to separate them. You know, Shakuntala has conversations with the nature. She talks as if she is talking to her younger siblings. You know, she talks to the trees, she talks to the animals, the Mrugapotaka, she talks to the Vanajyotsna. While going away from in the fourth act, she will talk to the Vanajyotsna, you know. So it is like, and she will touch everybody as if, you know, literally living things. So nature comes very alive in Kalidasa Shakuntala. Asti me sodara snehaha iti vruksha sechanam rupayati. So she gesticulates that she is watering the plants. Katham iyam sa Kanava duhita. Oh, this is that daughter of Kanava, which Vaikhanasa had told, right? That her father has gone away, Prabhasa or Somanatha Tirtham Gata, Pratikulamasyaha Daivam Shamaitum, and she has been assigned to take care of the hospitality of the visitors. So, Katham, Iyam, Sa Kanava Duhita. Okay. Now, from the three, he knows exactly who Shakuntala is. And then he also feels, so, ye barabar nahi hua. Asadhudarshi khalu tatra bhavan kashyapaha yaha imam ashramadharme niyumte. It is very unwise and improper, inappropriate on the part of Kanava to assign her the difficult task, you know, for a young and very beautiful and very delicate girl like Shakuntala to take the water pitchers on her vest and bring the water and water the plants. You know, this is like a physical labor. She wouldn't have been put to such laborious task by Kanava. So, asadhudarshi, he doesn't see properly the things, you know. He should have known what to assign to whom. He should have assigned it to somebody else, some servants, some tapasa kumaras. Why Shakuntala, right? Asadhudarshi saha tatra bhavan, with respect, tatra bhavan Kashyapaha, but he doesn't approve of him, you know, assigning this work to her. Yaha imam ashrama dharme niyungte. Now, sa here, you know, Shakuntala is not mentioned here, only sa. This is a pronoun. Okay. Now, normally pronoun comes in the place of a noun. What is the use of a pronoun? In the place of a noun it comes. So, here nowhere Shakuntala he has mentioned. Directly Katham iyam sa. So, then for that the commentators have given the Shakuntala is prakranta, because earlier he is remembering that in his mind. So this is all in his mind. Nobody but the spectators or the people in the auditorium are listening to that. The girls are not listening, right? So this is prakranta, previously mentioned, and therefore this does not require any precedence of a noun. Directly a pronoun could be used. Prakranta prasiddha anubhutartha vishayah tat shabdah yat shabdopadanam na apekshate. Kavya Prakash. Okay. And what is asadhudarshi? There are two ways in which this samasa could be split. Okay. Sadhu drashtum sheelamasya saha sadhudarshi. one who has a habit of seeing everything good in all the surroundings is sadhudarshi. A is a negative particle. Na sadhudarshi, asadhudarshi. One who is not accustomed to see things, good around him is asadhudarshi. There is another way of splitting it, and then you decide which is the better way. The another way is na sadhu asadhu. Asadhu yatha tatha drashtum shilamasya iti asadhudarshi. See how the language could be twisted. Both mean quite different. Asadhu is what? So you don't split a sadhudarshi, you split as asadhu and darshi. Then the meaning changes. Asadhu darshi, one who is habituated to see faults in others, not good in others. Does he mean asadhu darshi in that sense? No. He means it in the sense of na sadhudarshi. He is Tatra Bhavan, the great tapasa, Naishtika Brahmachari, a Kulapati. He has high reverence and respect for him. But as far as this task is concerned, he hasn't acted properly. And therefore, na sadhudarshi. So, having both the words, both the vigrahas with you, you have to choose which you can adopt and accept. So, asadhudarshi, that is the good one and not the asadhu drashtum shilamasya iti. So, sadhudarshi is like ninihi tachilye. So, that is not the nature of Kanva that he always sees bad in other things. It is not asadhudarshi. In this place, he has become asadhudarshi. Okay. So, there is little bit grammatical discussion here, like, tachilye, ninihi, like ushnabhoji, shitabhoji. So, one who always eats the hot food is ushnabhoji. That is his sheela. Ushnam, bhoktum, sheelam, asya, iti. But then, why it is tachilya? Because kadachit ushnam bhunkte, right? Sometimes, so tachilya, ushnabhoji is referred to only that person who would never eat the thanda food, okay, the cold one. Fridge में से निकाल के कभी नहीं खाएगा. He always wants it piping hot. Ushnabhoji, tachilye. So there is some grammatical discussion about this, okay. And then asadhudarshi, yaha imam ashrama dharme niyungte. Ashrama dharma are a difficult task. Like, taking picture, bringing water from the river or from the kuwa, from the well, and then you have to do it so many times, there are so many vrikshakaha. So, to water every plant, you need to fetch water many times, right? So, they will be tired, and she is really tired, she is sweating and all that. That description will come. And idam kila avyaja manoharam vapuhu tapah kshamam sadhayitum ya ichchati dhruvam sanilot palapatra dharaya shamilatam chettum rishir vyavasyati. Very beautiful verse. Again, nidarshana. Nilotpala patra dharaya. Nilotpala, the blue lotus. Its petal, patra, the edge of that dhara. How delicate it would be, right? Nilotpala patra dhara. Can you cut anything from that? Like it is like a saw or a sword or a knife in your hand, and you go on cutting something. Is it possible? And that too a hard thing like a shamilata, like the branch of a shami tree. Impossible, right? So, Nilotpala patra dharaya shamilatam chettum rushihi vyavasyati. What this Rishi is doing here is, he is desirous. He wants to cut the hardest shami tree, the branch of a shami tree, with the edge of the petal of the blue lotus. So tender. Though it is elongated, it's not a saw. It is such a tender delicate petal. Can you cut something with that? You can't. So Shakuntala doing this ashrama thing is like this, right? Idam kila avyaja manoharam vapuhu. Again, vapuhu, last time we saw, last Sunday, that vapu could be body and vapu could be beauty, right? Vapu could be beauty as well. So, idam vapuhu, this body or this beauty, how is it? Avyaja manoharam. It is manoharam. Manansi harati iti manoharam. It fascinates, it captivates your mind. And it captivates by its avyaja saundarya. The beauty is unartificial. Vyaja is some pretext, some device, some external means like some makeup, eyelashes, this, that. I mean, there are hundreds of ways to decorate yourself and look beautiful. But here is the beauty which is devoid of all these things, avyaja. So he is used to, in the Shuddhantaha, in his Antapura, the ladies, they are wearing nice silk clothes and all, and they have so many sakhis and sevikas who will be decorating them, doing makeup, raiding them, making them, look beautiful with ornaments and this and that. There are Sairandris. Sairandri is a Saundarya Prasadika of the queens of the Rajastriya, right? Draupadi was a Sairandri, right? So there are so many people, and the king is used to see his women decked like this and beautified with artificial things like this. But here he sees in the forest avyaja manoharam. So that's a contrast. Avyaja manoharam vapuhu tapakshamam sadhayitum yaichati. And this rishi wants that vapu, that's beautiful body, to toil, and he makes it torture, he tortures that body by putting it, by assigning to it the difficult task in the ashrama. Tapassadhayitum ya ichchati. So this rishi wants to have the severe austerities being done. This is also a sadhana every day, watering the plants in the morning. That's a regular thing which you do at a regular time without fail. That becomes your sadhana. Right? And therefore, tapaha sadhayitum yaha ichchati avyaja manoharam vapuhu dhruvam nishchithi. So, I am 100% sure that nilotpala patra dharaya shamilatam chettum rishihi vyavasyati. Instead of shamilata, there is a pathabheda samillata. Samillata, samidh. Samidha. But for samidh, what you get is like darbha or kusha, these are the samidh. So that is not that hard. If you take shami is a big tree, vriksha. Shami, Arjuna, right? And therefore if you take shami, the hardness comes all the more bouncing upon you, pounding upon you. And then the vishama, the contrasting nature, comes alive, right? And therefore, to bring that contrast more, powerfully, instead of samillata, shamilata, this patha is beautiful. So, shamillatam or shamilatam, so this is a nidarshana alankara, and dhruvam gives you the utpreksha. So, the hard lot to which this beauteous form is subjected arouses Dushyanta's interest in her. Okay, it arouses his interest, and which leads him to condemn the sage, asadhudarshi saha, and as if rishihi vyavasyati, etc. So that is a very improper action on his part, and thus first reaction was madhuramasam darshanam, then katham iyam sa kanvaduhita asadhudarshi. Now with this, the interest has developed into her admiration. It is not a general interest. Slowly and gradually, the sympathy for her, such a poor, delicate girl, and she is made to do all these difficult tasks. So that is growing into admiration. That admiration will slowly grow and develop into love. Okay, so these are step by step. It's not love at first sight. It's not like that. Kalidasa takes time. Dushyanta takes time to develop that love. Okay, and that love which takes time to develop is the genuine love. Otherwise it is just carnal. Otherwise it is just vaishayika, bodily pleasure, right? So, idam kila avyaja manoharam vapuhu, very beautiful verse, and we saw this verse now. This was Vanshastham Jarau Jatau, I think Jarajata. Bhavatu Padapantarhita eva Vishrabdham Tavad Enam Pashyami. A simple sentence apparently, but it has 2-3 like nuances to tell. Padapantarhita eva, antarhita eva. Eva here, avadharanarthe, and eva also suggests that he is already hiding, concealing behind a tree, and therefore he wants to remain concealed. Padapa antarhita eva, right? So that presses that, okay? Eva. Vishrabdham. Vishrabdham pashyami. Vishrabdham would become an adverb. Kriya Visheshana Avyaya. Is it Vishrabdham or Vishrabdham or Vishwastam? There is a Pathabheda here, Vishwastam. For Vishrabdham, Vishrabdham is undisturbed. So let me conceal behind the tree. Padapa antarhita. Padapa padaihi pibati asau. Padas are the moola. Moolaihi pibati annarasam jalam iti padapaha nama vrikshaha. Okay. So padapa antarhitaha eva, concealing behind the trees, eva, remaining here itself. Enam pashyami, I shall observe her. I shall look at her, I shall observe her. Vishrabdham, undisturbed. Nobody would detect me that I am hiding myself here. So I will be safe. Okay? I will not be located by anybody. But does it give a good charm to the meaning? He wants to observe the ladies who are chatting fearlessly and chatting without being noticed. They feel that there is none else other than them listening to them or looking at them. So Vishrabdham would be a better patha. Because unless the girls are Vishrabdha, undisturbed, they won't be in their natural spirit to talk to each other as the friends would talk. Right? The Samavayaskaha, Sakhyaha, how they will talk in between themselves. If somebody else is looking or if somebody else is hearing, they will be a little conscious. Right? But if nobody is there around, only they are left to their own selves, then they will be undisturbed, fearlessly, without getting noticed, they would talk freely. So Vishrabdham is a good patha. Vishrabdham is nowhere given. Okay. We feel Vishrabdham should be there instead of Vishrabdham. That one akara has been missed by the Lekhanika, because Vishrabdham gives adds to the charm of the whole situation. The situation demands it. And the other patha, Vishwasta, is not a good patha. Why? Vishwasta, grammatically also it is said, Vishwastaha, Vishwasta is one who has got Vishwasa. Jata Vishwase Vishwastaha. But Vishwasta, if it's a feminine, Vidhava, it means Vidhava. This is Medini, the lexicon. He quoting lexicon, the commentator Gajendra Gadkar here, he comments that Vishwasta is not a very good variation which could be accepted, because it might mean Vidhava, and it is so incongruent here, right? To talk about Shakuntala as Vidhava, it is very improper, and therefore it should be Vishrabdham and not Vishrabdham. Vishrabdham enam, that would become her adjective. Vishrabdham would become an adverb. See, one, that akara and the whole meaning changes altogether, right? So that is what the critical editor has to be aware of, what he has to accept. So we feel that Vishrabdha is a better rendering than Vishrabdham, and Vishwastam obviously not. Iti tatha karoti. Sakhi anasuye अतिपिनद्धेन वल्कलेन प्रियंबदया नियंत्रितास्मि शिथिलयतावदेतत्. Priyambada has tied the knot of her Valkala, but that is too tight and she is feeling little constrained, Niyantrita asmi, and therefore Shithilayatavad. Anasuya Shithilayati. Tatha. Priyambada says, Atra Sahasam. Mockingly she says, Atra Payodhara Vistarayitrukam Atmanaha Yauvanam Upalabhasva Mam Kim Upalabhase. Why are you blaming me? Why are you cursing me? I did not tie it, very tightly. It is your youth which is going to, overflow from that Valkala. And therefore, Payodhara Vistarayitrukam Atmanaha Yauvanam Upalambhasva. If at all you have to blame your Tarunya, blame your Yauvana, which is not contained in the breast. It is coming out, and therefore you feel, oh, the knot is too tight on my shoulder. Kamam anurupam asya vapushaha valkalam na punaha alankara shriyam na pushyati kutaha. Dushyanta, in a way, he endorses what Priyambada has to say. It is her tarunya, it is her beauty, it is her youthfulness she has to blame, and not the knot of the vastra, knot of the garment. Okay. Kamam anurupam asya vapushaha valkalam. Ananurupam, not anurupam. I am reading anurupam. Kamam ananurupam asya vapushaha valkalam. This valkala is ananurupa, not proper for asya vapushaha, for her body. The 2-3 sentences and 2-3 verses next, they give a psychological, the oscillations of thoughts going on in the mind of Dushyanta. Dushyanta, a person, a king, brought up in a city life, urbanized totally, and always encountering women from the urban fold, has never seen such rustic beauty, such natural beauty at all. And therefore, first impression is, Madhura Masam Darshanam okay. But then he has already said that the Valkala is not really bringing out her beauty. It is like, the flower being encased into the white or the pale leaves. It will come later, I think. Yeah. So he is not approving of the Valkala for such a great beauty. It should be adorned in special silk cloths and, abharana and this and that. Beauty is meant to be like that, right? That is his thought process. And therefore he says, Kamam ananurupam asya vapushaha valkalam. I agree, I admit that Valkala is not really proper for beauty like this yet. Na punaha alankara shriyam na pushyati iti. But it is not that it does not adorn the beauty, her beauty. It does not adorn, it is not that it does not add to her beauty. It is not that it does not. Two negatives making not only an affirmative, a strong affirmative. Strong affirmative. So now, first he thought, this is improper. Valkala is improper for her beauty. But now with the second thought he says, no, but it's not that Valkala is too bad. It also adds to her beauty in a way, right? And for that there is another verse here. idam, this is kechit atra atra idam adhikam pathyate kaishchit. This is another verse which Raghava Bhatta doesn't comment upon, but Gajendra Gadkar comments upon, and that is idam upahita sukshma granthina skandha deshe. This is a verse in Malini meter. Idam upahita sukshma granthina skandha deshe stanayuga parinaha chadina valkalena vapuhu abhinavamasyaha pushyati swamna shobham kusumamiva pinaddham pandupatrodharena. I was telling you just now, kusumam iva pinaddham. As a kusuma is pinaddha, encased, encircled by Pandupatrodharena, by Pandupatra, the pale leaves. The pale leaves are around, and in between the tender kusuma is encased. Similarly, the pale valkala around, it also looks like, little yellowish. The bark of the tree, the brown yellowish color of the bark, right? And therefore, that is also pale. That is not green. Whatever is green is like, youthful. And whatever is brown is like dead one. The bark is the dead one, right? And that's why it could be taken out from the tree. So, as the flower, the beauty of the fully bloomed flower is not really appreciated when it is encased amongst the pale leaves. Similarly, her beauty is not really much appreciated because of the bark garments. Okay, that is the meaning of this. And especially atmanaha payodhara vistara yitrukam yauvanam upalambasva Priyambada has stated. So he is mentioning the same thing. Stana yuga parinaha chadina valkalena upahita sukshma granthina skandha deshe. Her vapu is having a knot of her bark garment which has covered her twin breasts, okay, and a knot is tied on her shoulder, sukshma granthi, because it is too tight for her. The old clothes, like they wither out, they tear out. Similarly, the bark garment is giving way now, right? So this is stana yuga parinaha chadina valkalena upahita sukshma granthina skandha deshe asyaha abhinavam asyaha vapu. Abhinavam vapu, like a fully bloomed, freshly blossoming flower, her freshly blossoming youth. Okay, abhinavam asyaha vapuhu swam shobham na pushyati. Swam shobham na pushyati. It does not really look that beautiful or it's appreciated like a flower encased in pale leaves. So that is his observation. But then again he changes his mind, and then it is like going into the deeper sense. What is beauty after all? What is beauty? Is it only to be adorned by the external things, then only it becomes a beauty? Natural beauty, does it require anything extra, any artificial means or device to beautify the body? Real beauty, natural beauty doesn't require any such thing. So then comes a beautiful generalization, kimi vahi madhuranam mandanam nakritinam. So this is a logical process. And this is very, very logical for the king, especially you must have, the logic behind a city-bred person and a ashrama-bred person. There is vast difference between the thoughts of both these. And king is a city person, an urban person. He is a royal person. And he has always seen the ladies around him, like Vyaja Manohara Vapu, not Avyaja Manohara Vapu. And therefore his first thought is, no, she should have been given, some nice zulit sadya nesli asti, आणि छान रेशमी वस्त्र घातलं असतं, छान छान अलंकार घातले असते, how beautiful she would have looked. Her beauty really doesn't come out so well in the bark garments. That is what his first impression. But now he goes in the depth of it, and comes to a conclusion. This is also a logical conclusion of the thought processes, and there are so many examples for that. Sarasijam anuviddham shaivalena piramya. Sarasijam, the lotus, sarasi jayate iti, aluk saptami tatpurush. It could be saroja, it could be sarasija. Karane japaha, karna japaha. Stambe ramaha, stamba ramaha. The saptami aluk tatpurusha samasas. Sarasijam anuviddham shaivalena api, though it is encircled. Anuviddha is literally pierced, viddha, vedagene. Anuviddha, pierced. But here it is not pierced, it is encircled, encased by moss. Shaivalena. So though the sarasija, the lotus, is surrounded, encircled by moss, still it looks so beautiful. Right? Sarasija manuviddham shaivalenapi ramyam. Malinamapi himaushoho lakshma, lakshmim tanoti. Himaushoho malinamapi lakshma. There is a, what is that, prakrama bheda dosha. Malinamapi himaushor lakshma. It is malinamapi lakshma. Kasya himaushoho. Himaha, shitalaha, anshavaha, kiranaha yasya saha. Himaushuhu nama chandraha. Shishira kirana mali. It is Shishira kirana mali. So himaushoho malinam lakshma, the dark black spot on the moon, lakshmim tanoti. It heightens its beauty. Lakshmi. Lakshmi is not Vishnu's Patni Lakshmi. Lakshmi is Saundarya in general. Lakshmi is beauty, Aishwarya in general, glory in general. So it heightens its beauty all the more, like a beauty spot, right? Lakshma Lakshmim tanoti, iyamadhika manodnya valkalena pitanvi. Similarly, this Tanvi, a slender girl, not a very fat, plumpy girl, slender, Tanvi Shyama Shikharidashana. Right? In Meghaduta also he describes Yakshapatni as Tanvi Shyama Shikharidashana. So, Iyam Tanvi Valkalenapi Manodnya. Even in Valkala, she looks so beautiful. She is captivating our mind. And then comes a generalization, Kimi vahi madhurana mandanam nakritina. What really is not a mandana of the beautiful things. If a thing is naturally beautiful, anything you add to that, that will heighten its beauty. Whether that beautiful thing is encased or, covered with very rich clothes and rich jewelry and all, then also it will look beautiful. If that beauty is clad into a very simple hemp sari or a bark garment, then also it will look beautiful. The beauty lies in the vapu, in the body, and not the external things. It has to be avyaja manohara vapu. And then whatever is there, it will just add to the beauty of it. So in Marathi it is said, Jaticha sundarila kahihi shobhata. Jatichi sundari, inborn sundari, beautiful by birth. Such people, they don't need extra artificial things to beautify their bodies, right? Jasung kasho, we used to say it in short form, Jasung kasho, Jaticha sundarila kahihi shubhta. This is typical of those who have studied Marathi literature, especially of V. Abua. He would give such short forms in his literature, Jasung kasho, right? So, Jasung kasho. Kimi vahi madhuranam mandanam nakritina. So, athava pushyati, and then, so this is the logical process we saw, and this is the logical chain in the ideas contained in his speech so long, right from, that Asadhudarshi, Kashyapaha, etc. From then on, his sympathy for her his admiration for her, and now slowly it is turning into beauty, his love for her. So that is a logical process. Na punaha na pushyati in the above line also. So two negations, swam shobham na pushyati, kamam, that is anumati, I grant, I agree that yes, it is like this. So shaivalena pir, so this madhu madhurya, and for this we have some similar arthantaranyasas. This is an arthantaranyasa, kimi vahi madhuranam mandanam nakritina. Okay, and similar arthantaranyasas we find in Bharavi. For example, Bharavi in Kiratarjuniya says, na ramyam aharyam apekshate gunam. Na ramyam aharyam apekshate gunam. Whatever is ramya, nepatya, aharya, na gunam apekshate. It does not require any external quality. Or ramyanam vikritirapi shriyam tanoti. Ramyanam vikritirapi shriyam tanoti. For the ramya, what is that? Innate, beautiful, innately pleasing things. Even if a little vikara is there, some modification is there, some incongruent, improper thing were to be there, still it heightens its beauty. Like Malinam api himanshoho lakshma lakshmintanoti. The Purnima moon, that is so beautiful. But that is when you identify the black spot also very prominently in it. Otherwise you won't spot it in the digit of the moon. It's only in the Paurnami moon that you can identify that. But that heightens its beauty, right? So Ramyanam Vikritirapi, that is a vikara. Vikritirapi Shriyam Tanoti. So this is an anuvada, like, of Kimi Vahi Madhuranam Mandanam Nakritina. So this is Sarvavastha Vishesheshu Madhuriyam Ramaniyata. Sarvavastha Vishesheshu. In all the situations, whatever you adorn yourself with, Sarvavastha Vishesheshu Madhuriyam Ramaniyata. What is Ramaniyata is Madhurya, the sweetness, how sweet she looks. How good, how good nahi, how good, kitti good hai. How good she looks. Okay, Sarasija Manuvidham. So this is also a very nice verse in Malini. Then Shakuntala Agrataha Avalokya Eshaha Vaterita Pallavangulibhihi Tvarayati Ivamam Kesara Vrikshakaha Yavad Enam Sambhavayami Iti Parikramati. Agrataha. So she is watering the small plants. Suddenly she sees one Kesara Vrikshaka. Kesara is what? Bakula. Kesara Vrikshaka. Kesara is another name for Bakula. Okay? Bakula flowers. Kesara Vrikshakaha Vaterita Pallavangulibhihi Mam Tvarayati Iva. It is as if hastening me towards him. He is as if calling me by Vata Irita Pallava Angulibhihi. As if we are calling, please come here, with your fingers you call somebody. So this Kesara Vriksha with its Anguli in the form of Pallava, and this Pallava, if they are steady, it is not, you have to wave your fingers, right? So Vaterita, because of the wind, the Pallava are shaking in the wind, and as if that is calling her towards her. Why don't you come and meet me? I am also here. You are giving your attention only to the Vrikshakaha and the Balapadapaha. What about me? I am also waiting for your touch. So, Eshaha. See, this is the bonding. This is the fraternal love. Sodara sneha eteshu. Mamapi sodara sneha eteshu. When she says, she feels, when the leaves are shaking in the wind, they are trembling in the wind, it is as if they are calling her, So all this is like so much chetanatva aropaha achetaneshu. So tvarayati iva utpreksharthe mam kesara vrikshakaha. It is not a tall tree now. Vrukshakaha, it is yet growing. Bakula vrukshakaha, okay? It has not grown fully, a big tall tree. Vrukshakaha. Abhi paudha hai. It's a sapling, it's growing. So it is also, otherwise when it's a very big tree, she won't, for Pallava Irita Angulibi, she will have to look up. This is Vrukshakaha, and that's why it is calling her like this. Okay. So all this is so natural. It is not Vrukshaha, it is Vrukshakaha. So these nuances, these are the minute things, which we have to observe in Kalidasa. He would never make such a mistake, because that is his real observation of the ashrama life. Iti parikramati yavadenam sambhavayami. Let me go near it. Priyambada hala Shakuntale. Atraiva. Hala is a typical sambodhana, when friends are talking with each other, it is hala. And when the friends are calling some sevika, some cheti, a servant, maid servant, then it is hanje. Hanje or hande. Hanje. But hala, ago, A, like that. Hala Shakuntale Atraiva tavad muhurtam tishtha yavat tvaya upagataya latasanathaha iva ayam kesara vrikshakaha pratibhati. You stand here only with the kesara vrikshaka. It is of the same height, perhaps, not so big, of the same height, and it is vrikshakaha, it is he. And it is Shakuntala is she. So she is compared with a lata. And he is a vruksha. As a lata clings to the, the trunk of the tree, the very association of Shakuntala standing besides the Kesara vrukshaka, it seems as if a lata is clinging to him. And on the other hand, the lata has got a Swami now. Somebody to rely upon. Right? So, Lata Sanathaha Kesara Vrukshakaha, so suggestive, you will get a Vrukshaka very soon. And you will become Sanatha. Right? So, Lata Sanathaha iva Kesara Vrukshakaha pratibhati. So, this Priyambada is very naughty. And Anasuya, you can see the differences through their dialogues. What sort of dialogues are given to Anasuya and what sort of dialogues are given to Priyambada. You yourself can make out the difference. In fact, in the storyline while telling, I think, a month ago, I had told that Kalidasa always loves to portray some pairs. And these pairs have, paradoxical, behavioral patterns, right? They are contrasting to each other, like Anasuya and Priyambada, like Sharangrava and Sharadvata, right? And so there are, he loves to portray that. In Malavika Agnimitram, if you remember, it was Dharini and Iravati. Dharini was more mature type of lady, and Iravati is very chanchala, very jealous and all that. So he always tries to, likes to portray such things. Atah khalu priyambadasitvam. Now Shakuntala says, you are so naughty, but you all speak, you speak so loving words, therefore you are aptly named as Priyambada. Atah khalu priyambadasi. Raja says, Priyamapi tathyamaha Shakuntalam Priyambada. Asyaha khalu. And we stop here. So Raja really appreciates what Priyambada says. And beauty like Shakuntala, it's high time, because she is so youthful, that she needs someone to take care of her. So it is high time she also gets united with somebody, and with somebody is like me, that he would come obviously, this option would come obviously in his mind. As this Kesara Vrukshaka got this, when she was standing, it looked like Lata Sanatha. When I would look Shakuntala Sanatha, maybe his thoughts are moving in that direction, because we have seen how logically, the process had changed from general pleasing and delightful thing to little sympathy, oh poor girl, and she has to wear this Valkala, but then, oh, but in Valkala also she looks so beautiful. And then coming to a conclusion that real beauty does not need any artificiality. Right? Natural beauty doesn't need any artificiality. So Dushyanta's process is logical throughout. Let us see how this logic culminates into what it culminates. Till then, Hari Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.